Okay, so now it's gonna go live, huh? I've been trying to get on here for half an hour and struggling. Oh, and yes, I have soot on my hands. I'll fix the fire. All right, let me check. Make sure all messages come up. Well, good morning. Nobody's here yet. And I was having breakfast because I've been trying to get this live to come on for half an hour or so. And I was trying. I don't think. What, baby? Lindy's here with me. Nobody else is out here. Is this a... Well, it's only been 2 minutes. Let's let it run a few minutes. There we go. Good morning. Who's that? Beth. Hi, Beth. I know I was having trouble getting the connection to do its thing this morning. So whatever. Here I am though. Crooked phone, fire going, Wendy annoying me. Wendy wants outside and I don't want to mess with her. Hi, baby. What? You want to go outside? You got to go in the back. Yeah, this new wooden mug is kind of nice. But I want to, yeah, this new wooden mug is kind of nice. But I want to, all right. Are we going to have trouble already this morning? Should I, Beth, should I do this differently? What's this? Oh, you gotta be freaking kidding me. Nope, we're not playing games. All right. 2 of you out here. I wonder what we'll talk about today. If there'll be any local people wanting to get information about what we're, how to be in Apache County. Well, it probably doesn't say I'm in Apache County anymore. I don't think that any of the, I changed titles, I did a bunch of stuff before we started. I'm talking to the people on the phone this morning. Mama's working. What do you want? No. You gotta eat that dog food. That's what you have to do. But you could go out back in the yard. talks to me, you know. Subscriber only is what I did. Okay. All right, come here. Come here. Go this way. Not in the front. There's been coyotes. Come in the back, Wendy. Don't be pushy. Come. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not into Wendy being pushy this morning. I'm going to get some more breakfast. We're going to eat breakfast together so far. Because it's what we're doing. And I know I'm not in front of the camera right now. I'll be right back. Too hard to move the phone camera around and hope that I won't get disconnected. So, for those of you who don't know me, and I'm going to have to turn the wood stove down in a second because the fan just started running. All right. Yeah, my hair's down today. You guys get to see it. I broke my brush, so I was using my comb to comb my hair. And it was a little hard to comb this morning. And so I didn't get it all braided or anything. It's what it is. All right, shut this down a little. We had a frost last night, so the eaves of the cabin are dripping. Somebody asked me, yeah. Somebody asked me if I was going to quartzsite this winter. And I basically said, I don't think so. I don't know how that could even happen. Well, then somebody recently told me that they're very close to me, and I'm still not thinking about going to quartzsite, okay? Except I am, but I'm not. So I don't know. And yes, I decided to try a keto tortilla that I found in the grocery store. And it has beef chorizo in it with rice. I know that's a lot of carbs coming from having been carnivore. But it is what it is today. Oh. Wendy won't leave me alone. Wendy, stop. No. She's, there's coyotes close by. And she wants to go out front. Well, I don't want to lose Wendy to a coyote, so no, she can't go out front. So here I am eating on camera. Yes, I've been able to do beef chorizo. The weather's been pretty nice lately. Well, 9 people out here. What do you guys want to talk about today? So, I thought I was going to have some help doing a couple of projects. It hasn't happened. But it's also been somebody else picked up my paper towels that had color on it. I don't usually do that. I usually want just plain ones if I'm going to buy them. You guys have had a holiday that I don't celebrate. I mean, you do you. It doesn't bother me at all. Y'all do what you gotta do. But I've kept the Old Testament holy days mostly my entire life. There was a little short time when I tried not doing it, and I was led to return to keeping those. So I've done that for years, and I do not keep the regular holidays that you guys keep, and that's okay. Okay, so I've had breakfast, and I still have soot on my hand. Oh, hey, Iris. I've been watching Van City, Van Life, which now is the Chrome Project. Every time he puts out a video for quite a few years. That's funny, right? Because I appreciate him where some of the other people out in the Nomad van life world I don't appreciate. Because I've had experiences with a lot of them and they weren't all positive. So, but it's so cool to watch him building that new van. Iris says, hello, Lesa and Beth. Hi. With a wave and a heart. Hi, Iris. How are you? So part of that thought that I was just bringing up about Chrome and Cruzy and Mixty now, or Mixie, however he says her name. They're making a lot of changes. And yes, it seems like a lot of money involved. Well, he has a kind of business sense that has earned him quite a bit of money. No, you're not going to the front. Okay, you can't be in the... Come up. Oh, there you go. Okay, she's having a bad hair day. I didn't brush her this morning. But here's Wendy. Wendy, say hi. Say hi, peoples. People's on the phone. Hi, peoples. Good morning. Say good morning, Miss Iris. Good morning, Beth. Good morning, everybody online. So, he has a kind of business sense that is kind of not what I do, right? I was very poor, and I didn't want to not include anybody that might not have money. It didn't seem right to me, right? Anyways, Chrome has a business sense. He's making money. He started businesses. He probably put away a lot of money when he was living in his van, like rent money. I couldn't put money away. I was cleaning up messes from having been in relationships or having somebody take advantage of me a few times. So I was paying off debt when I became quasi famous on YouTube through Bob Wells' channel and those first few videos. Now, the thing is I already had my own channel. I started my channel in 2004, and I met Bob online in 2004. And then I was in Costa Rica quite a while and Central America. And, I tried to come home from America around the time my father passed in 2009-10, and it didn't work well at all. And so I went back to Costa Rica to stay with some friends and save money, and then I came back again. But in that process, I saved enough to buy a van, but the people that got me my van, I could say this now. My son's baby mama, who was in the middle of the conversations with my son for me to get a van as I came back to the United States, she got in the middle of stuff, and he didn't know about it. She took $3,000 from me. That was supposed to be money for my van. And 3 or 4, but I think it was 3. And then when I got here, she wouldn't let him come to the airport to pick me up, and ended up, she locked me in a garage for a month. And then I had to find a way, in my mind, it was to escape to get to Arizona. And I did, with a van that had lots of problems. And horribly bad tires and stuff like that. And I finagled my way until I got here, and then I met Bob. So in 2010, I met Bob, and then in 2011 was the first RTR. So anyways, I did that whole thing. And yes, I was in on all those first RTRs. And then the year that they filmed the Nomadland movie, where people got famous off of that. Why was I not there when I was part of the original stuff? Because I was here on this property, paralyzed with 3.5 feet of snow. And everybody who got a hold of me, all the times Bob called, you got to be there, you got to be there. I said, send somebody to get me. I got the vehicle, I got everything, but I can't drive, and we've got so much snow, I'm scared. I don't know if I can get out. And nobody ever came, and nobody ever called. And I was told, don't talk about it to anybody. You can't talk about it even to the people that you know from the event. So I did what I was told. Sometimes doing what you're told is whatever. So, Iris said hugs to Wendy. Oh, that's nice. And so did Miss Beth. Look, they sent you a little thingy. So, I keep looking at the stove. The fans, carefully. The fan's rolling. But I had shut it down so it wouldn't be. Oh, it doesn't look like it goes fast on the phone screen, but in person that thing's rolling. Anyway, so I never, in my van life thing with the Bob Wells crowd, the RTR crowd, I never had the ability to set aside the same amount of money that I would have set aside or that I would have paid rent, because I was still playing catch up, trying to survive, trying to be okay. And it was hard, really hard for me, because I still had an ex-husband trying to kill me. I still had I don't know if this baby mama of my son, if she was still going to come after me. I was scared. It was hard. So, and I couldn't trust my own family, so it wasn't like I was going to like get a hold of them. So, I didn't put money aside like that. And perhaps Chrome has been able to just keep paying into an account what he used to pay for rent, and he was making money the way he would have. I just was trying to survive and get through some not cool stuff. So I became debt free in 2010 or no, in 2011 or oh no, I didn't either. I became debt free. Let's see, what was the year that it was 2019, when just before they gave me the minivan from Howa. And the Howa minivan had a bad engine. It lasted 4 months and I was screwed again, because here I was with this van that looked good, but it wouldn't run. Plus the fact that I told them straight up, I don't want a minivan because I don't know if I can get it on my property, because if the weather's bad, I don't know how the ground clearance is little and all this other stuff. And they were like, this is what we're going to do. We won't help you have what you want. You have to take what we give you. And we're going to give you this. And I was like, I don't want it. I mean, right up to the day until I signed the contract. And I was like, the day I signed the contract, somebody in the Nomad community had told me that they would get me to the LTVA if I decided not to do the Howa thing. And I called them and said, so I don't want to do it. And they said, oh, it's too bad. We changed our mind. We're not going to help you. And I went, oh. So I kind of had to sign it because I didn't have a way to do anything. So then I was into that mess. And by that time I'd figured out I didn't like the way they were doing things. But they get to do them. But I became debt free right around the time, I had already signed a contract. Maybe it was the next month or something I became debt free. And so then I was just trying to figure out the next step. What will I do next? And so I started just saving money. And they had some things written in the contract where you had to have a certain amount of money in things. So like I put the money straight into the accounts that they wanted, so that those real quickly became topped up, so that I was fulfilling the contract quickly. And then the engine went. And I called Sue Ann and I said, so do you want the minivan back? The engine just went. What do you want me to do? And she said, sell it. Do whatever you got to do. And so I was like, okay. And then I get a phone call like an hour later from Phyllis, who's screaming at me that I can't get rid of this vehicle. And I'm like, you need to talk to Sue Ann, because Sue Ann and I had a conversation. Well, I'm not very good at that, standing my ground and arguing with people at that point in time. And she just kept screaming at me. And I was like, I'm selling it. You talk to Sue Ann. And she never called back and apologized. None of them ever did. But at the same time, it was like I was able to sell it and get out from under the mess quickly. But then I had a problem because I was sleeping in a tent in Yuma with no car. And so one other nomad said, I'll take you to Phoenix, but only to Phoenix, to find a vehicle. You have to buy a vehicle the day I take you. We'll spend 3 hours. You got to buy something. And I was like, I don't know that that's possible, but let's go try it. Well, then somebody else got involved and they wanted me to pay them as a mechanic to go with us. Well, I ended up paying them, and then the guy that took me down paid him too, because he didn't know I paid him. And then the whole day down there, we're running this person to Walmart and to restaurants to feed them and to do whatever they wanted to do. We only got to look at 3 vehicles, and they wouldn't let me buy the one I wanted to buy. They said, no, you have to buy the piece of junk. Well, then I couldn't even drive it. The seat was stuck way up high, and my head was like on the ceiling. And so I couldn't even drive it. So they drove it back to Quartzsite. Plus the fact that the tires had steel sticking out of them. So then we got back to Quartzsite. They tried to keep the vehicle. And so here I was, stuck again, and with a piece of crap vehicle, which was not the one I would have bought. Anyway, should have bought the blue one. Anyway, but I kept trying to make it work, because I've learned how to survive. I know how to finagle a bad situation. So that's how some of that happened. But, okay, so where was I going with this? Because watching the Chrome project now that he's rebranded it, I've been thinking about rebranding my SimplyLesa stuff and the travels of, or whatever. It said simplify. Have I been offline and I didn't know it? It just said you're live. And the clock just restarted. Well, poop. I didn't know I was offline. So what do I do now? I guess I've been offline talking to you. Are you guys even here? Oh, good Lord. Yeah, I guess I haven't even on and I didn't know it. Oh, you heard every word. Okay. All right. I don't know, but the phone screen just scrolled and said, now you're live. And it was like, what do you mean now I'm live? I thought I was here. Okay. So anyway, I didn't save money like that. I got caught up. Then once I got caught up, and I went through all the vehicle problems, right? So the red Cherokee was the bad car that the other person tried to keep. I learned about not inviting nomads to my property if I didn't want them to squat here and try to take my land away from me. I had that thing to deal with. I had a bunch of stuff happen. Y'all know that. So, but I got caught up, and then I got here in the red car that was bad, and the transmission went in the car. And I was like, I put enough money in this thing now. They wanted $3,500 to fix a transmission. And I was like, no, the car's not worth $2,000. Why would I do that? That's not a wise choice. So I sold it. And I sold it with most of the camping gear in it. And decided that I was going to be without a vehicle until I found something good. So that's when I did that whole, all my mechanic buddies, here's a list, help me out. Let's figure out what I can afford to have for a vehicle. And they all led me toward the Suzukis. So I was like, if I get one, I'll get whatever I can get that looks like it's in good shape, but I want it stock. And I really want to have the little two-door one that looks like a Jeep because I always wanted a Jeep Wrangler and I don't have that kind of money. Oh, is Catherine here? I see you guys saying hi. Hi, Catherine. Um, so, um, so I saved money in order to get the tracker. And then I went on the long trip to go get it. It was stock, four-wheel drive, automatic, all the stuff I needed. And I left it at Stan's shop for him to go over it. And I told him, go over it and do what needs to be done. No lift kit, no whatever, because I need the gas mileage and to be able to get on the road. And I know this is a capable vehicle. If you leave it stock and we find all-terrain tires for it, I should be able to get on and off my property as well as get on the highway and have good gas mileage. And 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later, something like that, I went down and it's up on the lift and he's got a Sawzall cutting it. And he put in a lift kit, which I did not ask for. Well, you know, those are the things outside of my control that what the hell am I going to do, right? So I just had to accept it because I don't have a choice. What am I going to do? So that's how that all started. And I became debt-free again. So remember, okay, so I was debt-free with the red car. Then the red car started to be so much of a big expense and problem that the last winter I came up here, I got home from Quartzsite, from South or Yuma. I got back up here like in February. It was a little too early and it snowed and it was super cold and I didn't feel good. I was having a lot of trouble again with the autoimmune, okay? And I kept saying to the only two people that were talking to me at the time up here were both men that were, you know, alcoholics and whatever. And I was like, yeah. I keep them at arm's length, but hi, I know who you are, right? And I would say, what I need to do is get a garage or a shed or a something built that I can park the car under. No, you need a shed. No, I need something to park the car under because it's freaking cold and I can't leave right now. I need to stay here. I'm concerned about having enough money. I need to save some money. So I thought that I was going to just put up like, in fact, I bought one. A Shelter Logic garage thing. And I knew that the tarp cover that comes with those wouldn't last long with the wind, but my plan was not to keep it that way. My plan was put that on for a little while and then take that off and put shade cloth on it because I know how to work with shade cloth even in the snow. And I knew what it could do for me. But it would have allowed me to put roll down canvas walls on the inside of it to keep some of the heat in. And then I could live in the car inside this garage. Would have been fine. But no. So the next thing you know, I'm being talked into, I'll build you a shed. It'll be up in a month, no problem. And I actually went to Home Depot trying to buy one of the tough sheds, and they told me it was going to be $3,000. By the time they got done trying to sell it to me, it was going to be $22,000. And I was like, oh, hell no. I know it doesn't work like that. Not for me, so forget it. I'm not doing it. So then a few weeks later, because I can't get any help to put up a Shelter Logic garage, not even Not even anything expensive, but I can't get anybody to help me do it. I go into debt and buy $5,000 worth of materials to build this cabin. I'm like, well, if you won't do what I want, at least let's do this. So then I tell them where I want it on my lot. And they say, nope, we're putting it over here instead of over there. And I'm like, but over there, then I have all this shade. We only have to have one set of doors. The doors can be glass. I can have walls. I can have. Nope, you got to build it. Oh, I'm so sick of people with the, it's my tools. You got to build it my way. I'm like, yeah. It was. So then I was in debt for the $5,000 for the cabin. And then, the guy that was building it left me with no roof, no wind, didn't know how to put the windows in. Then my nephew came and rescued me. Babs and Michael showed up and helped me with a whole lot of stuff and kept me sane and got me out of here again. And then what happened after that? So then it was a process of, well, I'm going to get back out of debt, right? Well, then the engine blew, then I ended up going back into debt with the tracker, but I used the same account I had used through my credit union for the cabin money. It was a personal loan through my credit union. So I used that. So it was like I'm just always trying to pay it off. And I was so close and so close and so close. And then this past spring, we did it. Y'all were with me. And this last spring, we did it. So, guys and gals, whoever's out here, on my live stream, we use 3 uppercase Qs or a super thanks for me to read your comment and or question. Anyway, so for me, I just got back out of debt this year. And I'm so happy. And I don't ever want to go in debt again. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. Have I said ever enough times yet? So I've been struggling and doing the best I could, both with my own health, but with people that said that they would be here to do XYZ and then don't show up. And in the meantime, I end up going to the store and buying all the materials to do whatever the project was, and then they don't show up, or they do part of it, or then I had the bull, push down my fence or something. And so that's how, for me, that's why mine is not, oh, I got rich. I got stronger. I got healthier. I got stronger. I got healthier. I learned how to stand up for myself better. I worked hard on my property and my cabin. And it's in pretty good shape. Yeah, there's stuff that needs to be done. So what I'm trying to decide now is, now I've got a couple of friends that want to help me out, but they haven't been able to maneuver yet. And so I let them take my tire for my wheelbarrow, which basically that tire needs a what's it called? Inner tube. And I'm hoping that they'll be able to take it somewhere and have the inner tube put in it. And I'll reimburse them. That's not even a thing. But if they can take that tire and get it fixed, or get me a new tire that's the right for my wheelbarrow, then I could carry on with a wheelbarrow. Then the other thing I'm trying to get fixed is the fence post that the bull pushed over. And so I've got it kind of maneuvered. but I need to get it fixed. And then there's a few other little things that I would do, but if they don't get done, I'm not going to cry. I'm at the stage of I just want my life back. And so I've got a couple ideas on things I can do to make it maneuverable inexpensively, or I'm still in that cheap to free works because I'm trying to get to where I'm saving money. And if you guys remember, it was a big deal when I got my metal pantry cabinet. Then it was a big deal when I was able to spend some extra money, a couple of months, to stock the pantry cabinet with dry goods. That's a big freaking deal. Then I still have the idea for the mini root cellar, but it's not finished. And nobody's been interested in helping with that. So I don't know. It's just sitting as a project. I'm doing my everyday stuff. I have days when my right knee makes it hard for me to stand up or to walk very far. And I have days when my left hip, leg, I can't lift my leg very high with my left side sometimes. And those two things make it a challenge for me, because if you think about it, I know how I can explain it. Some days I know when I get up that if I need to stand on one leg to put my pants on, that my body won't cooperate. So I have to lean on a wall, which is usually the door, or something, in order to get my pants on. And it makes it hard to walk far or do much. But I've been able to slowly make some progress on some other things. I've been able to keep my wood split by myself because nobody comes. Nobody visits me. And very few, well, I shouldn't say nobody ever, but very few, hardly ever does anybody come to visit. Like hardly ever. Catherine and Homer were the last ones here, and they were the only ones to come for months. And I hardly ever get a phone call. For a little while, I was getting text almost daily back and forth where I was checking on somebody and they were checking on me. That kind of stopped when they got hurt. And one of our mutual acquaintance friends, I'd like to say that different. One of our mutual friendly neighbors. I'm saying it that way because I've decided that they're not really a friend, they're a friendly neighbor. But anyways, one of them told me, don't contact her and don't bother her. And so I stopped because I guess I'm good at doing what I'm told. And then come to find out, last week I found out from that person themselves, they never told me not to. They thought it was funny that I stopped texting them. And I was like, well, and she was like, who told you that? I was like, at the time, I was like, I don't even remember. Hi, Leanna. So, Leanna, is it okay to update people on your situation? I think it is. She broke her arm pretty badly. And when she fell, that broke her arm, she also like pretty badly bruised other parts of her body. And please pray for her. She's healing well. But I know that she's also, remember we had the cancer scare with her. Now they're doing more testing. Leanna used to be a nurse. So she's kind of into this stuff too. But they're, I think she's scheduled to go have more. I know she saw a neurologist, which is about autoimmune stuff. But I think she's going in to have more tests, which probably will be MRIs, maybe CTs, CAT scans, or whatever they are. And she doesn't want it. I wish she could avoid it, but they're talking about trying to get what do they call it? Spinal fluid. It's a spinal tap in order to find out some stuff. But anyways, just pray for her situation. I'm so proud of her. Is that the right words? I'm so happy for her. Wendy, what you got? Okay, can you get it? Pull it out. Good girl. Just don't break it, please. Okay? I know you want out front, but the coyotes have been close. Mama doesn't want you in the front. No, because the coyotes, I know there's been a cow too. Do you want to go chase the cow away? Go tell him go away? Okay, I'll let her go chase the cow. But yeah, let's pray, pray for whatever they're trying to determine with her. I started to say that I'm really proud of her. She has lost so much weight. Evidently she'd been big, sort of like me. And maybe that's the wrong thing to be proud of. I wish I was losing weight like her, except I don't want to be sick to have it happen. And I don't know how to, I'm sorry. I feel like I maybe I shouldn't have even started that part of conversation. But, I like me thinner, like you've seen in some of my videos over the years. And I get that way when I travel more. There's I don't know, there's something about the change in my daily activities and the things with my health and my legs. And see, I'm not trying to show you, but like I'm scuffling my feet to move, okay? Because I can't, I'm going to try to put all my weight on that side. There's a chair. I got to hold the chair because I can't put all my weight on that side. And at the same time, I can't put all my weight on this side. And sometimes I think I'd like to have one of those little trampolines to do the bouncing to see if I would strengthen it. But do you understand what I'm saying? I think. I'm not trying to be mean about anything. Y'all know, or you guys that know me well know, I just want the best for everybody. And I want some best too. And honestly, look, I know I am so freaking blessed. And but I started some of this. I'm so proud of Chrome and what he's done and that it works for him. And look at how fancy that van is he's building. I wouldn't even want to drive that thing. It's so big. You all must know by now that part of why I get little vehicles is because I like driving them better. It may be the spatial stuff. It might have something to do with my autoimmune stuff. I don't know the answer, okay? But I know when I'm on a narrow dirt road, that's what they call a shelf road. Okay, so the hill is here, and the road's here, and the drop-off's here. When I'm tiny, I ain't got no problem. Just drive right along. But when I'm a little bit wide, oh, I'm scared as crap. So, and I like to go those places. I want to go past where y'all are camped and go somewhere, further out and a little more alone, which makes it a little more scary, makes it a little more whatever, but y'all get that. So, oh, and when I heard that our president might allow the K cars, Suzuki's, all of those smaller Japanese style cars to be available in the United States. Oh, and if you'll let them come in for a lower price, oh, if I could get my hands on a Jimny, I'd have it. I wouldn't want to go in debt for it. Let me just say that. I don't want to go in debt for anything, okay? But I've been working toward making sure that I can save money so that now I can have more emergency fund when I do go out. Because I probably will go out again. So y'all know I feel like I'm jumping around a lot. It's all related, but I've been out with the tracker more because I started watching the oil religiously after I got enough information. So the on my dipstick, there is a section that's like crosshatched, and there's a full and a low. And I was told as long as I keep the oil between those two, I won't damage the engine. So, okay. So I'm driving it. And I've been twice to Sanders and not had, and I'm still 3/4 of that area. So I haven't added any oil at all. So I'm more comfortable with driving it. But even with that, it feels awkward that there's, it's going to be a people comment again. Feels awkward to me that once a couple of people knew that I was going to start to drive it, they stopped talking to me. It's like, why would you stop talking to me just because I can drive myself now? Wouldn't you? Okay, whatever. And then this other person, once I gave them this, okay. I gave this other person the wood cook stove. Yes, I gave it to them. I decided it could be like tithes because they wanted it so badly. So I gave it to them. They came and got it, and they took it off, and I've never heard any more from them. They haven't said hi. They haven't said, hey, are you okay? They haven't, nothing. No communication at all. I hope they're okay. And yeah. Y'all have had like the Christmas thing going on and everything. So maybe I'll hear from them, in a few weeks or whatever. Haven't heard from Jess since he did my front porch. I saw him the other day at the gas station. And we waved, and I said, are you mad at me? Is there a reason that I haven't heard from you? He said, oh, I lost all the contacts in my phone. You'll have to get a hold of me. I did. That's it. Nothing more. So, I don't know. But people have lives, and so... Oh, I see that, Catherine. Okay, let me go back real quick. Leanna's saying... Thank you, Lesa and friends. Is that the last uppercase Q's? Yeah. And then Beth said, we all would love to drop that extra weight. And yes, illness isn't what we desire to do it. Yeah. And then Catherine says, cliffs scary me too. Yeah, I know. And not just cliffs, but then there's the hills that go down like this. And if the vehicle's big, I'm scared the back end is going to fall and you'll just go end over end. But with my little vehicles, I don't have any trouble with that idea. It's like, nah, I'm closer to the ground. I'll be all right. It's funny, but anyway, so yeah, wouldn't I love a Jimny? Is a Suzuki, or one of the little. They have these new little pickup trucks that they're. I think there's a Honda one that's really cool, and in Catherine's saying, yeah, the cliffs are always on your side of the RV. Yeah, they're always on the passenger side in the United States. Yep, you're right. You're absolutely right. um, and my little tracker can go on the same space as a side by side, so I can go some places, which is kind of nice. Yeah, it annoyed me that I lost my gas mileage by having the lift kit and the larger tires, and my odometer doesn't work and now that I've got a new engine, I got no idea how many miles are on the thing. It's some of those things I'm just having to learn how to just let it go and let it be okay because the car's working. It does. I'm not getting super great gas mileage with it. I'm not sure anybody kind of does. When trackers were newish in the 90s, it was a big deal if you were getting 20 miles to the gallon. Now, when I first had that, I think I was getting 24 miles to the gallon. Now, I don't even know what I'm getting anymore. I stopped caring. Once it started to be like 18, I was like, well, that's what I used to get with the van. So I just don't count anymore. It's like, forget it. What's going on here? Beth is saying, she's laughing, laugh emojis. My mother would agree. Southbound in California, her side. Northbound to Acadia, her side. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm just, I'm at that stage of making sure that things are, I'm cleaning up, finishing some reorganization. I can turn the camera around and do this. Can you guys got underneath the to organize? I bought two more. I thought I could fit them in here. They don't fit, so I got two more to go back. I'm trying to keep it neat, but I have a couple of things out of place on the bottom shelf. And the bottom shelf, I got to make the fabric liners for those baskets so that we don't see everything so much. I just don't need the visual clutter, but this is getting better. Just you try to cook on that 3 feet top. You try to do anything, and there's challenges to it. So, trying to work in such a small space. But I'm trying to get it where the visual clutter doesn't bother me as bad. I love these shelves. I did get them hung up so they're strong now. They can hold some weight. Yeah, that basket's not staying there, but yeah, a few things at a time. I bought a bed frame. It didn't work. I sent it back. I was trying to get a wider bed. I've decided to not bother with that. I do have an idea what I'd like to do for the bed. I wish it was a corner bed thing that, like in a van, would slide out. That's why I bought what I bought, thinking I could make it work, but it doesn't work. So, yeah, turtle steps. Absolutely turtle steps. But you know what? I've been using my candeliers more. I've been staying off the phone more. Yay. I'm starting to feel better in that way. I think staying on the phone is a problem. But we do these things, you know. I'm just as human as you are. We do these things. We get feeling like, you know, we're all alone. And like I said, I've been watching Chrome for how many years now? A number of years. But it's sort of like I end my day with his video. The cat and the dog know when that happens, they play. Oh, I've got cat and dog toys all over the floor. But the two of them, when I put him on in the evening, they start playing. And then if I watch one too many videos after Chrome, they'll come over and try to make me go to bed. So they'll put themselves in bed. So we have that. I still don't have. This is the harness that we got for the cat, but she can get out of it too easily. So there's something not quite right. I'm not going to get rid of it because, well, one, Jason bought it. That's not the real reason, but I'm not going to get rid of it because maybe after she gets used to something, maybe we could keep it on. I don't know, because it looks like it would be comfortable having this against your chest, right? Which is, Wendy has one very similar. But I think I'm going to have to get the one that's a strap kind of around her neck and a strap around her belly with the connecting thing, and see if I can keep her in it. She's been practicing with it, but she's still a little scared of the car. So we haven't walked with that. So as far as like traveling with the cat too, I keep going, how am I going to do this? But we just keep doing little turtle steps along the way because it's the best I can do. Oh, speaking of turtle steps, I just saw the jar of, I got Maranatha peanut butter, the no salt, no sugar, you know, really good organic, $5-6 a jar, whatever it was. Boy, is Wendy happy to have peanut butter. Peanut butter and celery. I don't get diarrhea. I don't have stomach aches. I don't get cramps. I love celery and peanut butter. It works. Baby potatoes. Now, the little potato company bags with the little red potatoes, I got no problem. I can eat those. And I had bought a double pie iron that's cast iron. It's heavy. Don't buy that one. I mean, I'm not saying don't buy it because I'm saying it works, but it's heavy. And if you, like me, don't have as getting older in the heavy, it's as heavy as a cast iron fry pan. You can use it as two separate little fry pans, but it has a ridge in it that you have to clean, which to me is also annoying. But I can put the baby potatoes in that with a little bit of olive oil, turn it upside down a couple of times to get the olive oil on the potatoes, stick it on the top of the wood stove, and just let it go. And then turn it over every once in a while. And it'll bake those little baby potatoes so nice. I thought I was going to do other stuff with it. I don't want to because it's so heavy. But it's here, and if I had a fire going outside and I wanted to, it's here. It costs probably $26. I don't know that that was my best purchase, but it makes a good baked potato. So, but the sandwich cooker idea, the idea I was trying to get to was they used to make, well, I guess they still do. They used to make a double fry pan for making pancakes, and it was smooth on the inside. Well, I started hunting for those, but I couldn't find one that didn't have some kind of coating on it, right? And trying to stay away from chemicals and crap. I just didn't want the coatings. And I did find one that's ceramic coated, but I don't know if I showed you guys. The last time I had a ceramic fry pan, it was nice and hot, and then it got cold. And one day I went to fix whatever I was cooking. The edge bubbled. It peeled off. The whole ceramic is like a plastic. It peeled right off. I was like, well, that was the end of my ceramic whatevers, because it's just a plastic coating. I don't want that. So I did, however, find this. Let me go get it out of the drawer to share. I did find, my knee is hurting today. Oh, and you're going to ask me what company this is. I betcha. And I can tell you that I don't know right off quick what the company name is, unless it says it on it. I got this, and this is lightweight. And this I can handle. It folds up. Now, is it perfect? No. The handles are a little... Okay. The handles are a little weird, but not bad. They stick up like this, so you squeeze them, which keeps it together, okay? And it's lightweight enough that I can maneuver this. And the ridges are not that bad. Now, I can't, okay, I couldn't remember if you could take it apart. But you can, so you can use it like a fry pan, okay? And it's made for, wait a minute, this way. No, this way. Yeah, gotta go all the way that way to get the lid back on. Anyways, it's made for on a gas stove or a campfire. And it's light enough weight, I can manage this one. And with the silicone handles, it's kind of nice. And I have tried it on the sterno. Sterno still just heats the center. So the center gets too hot. It's a little thing. But I'm going to try it on charcoal this week. And I'm going to also see whether the baby potatoes will fit in here, which I haven't tried yet. But to fold the handles up, you can't just do that. You've got to spread the handle apart. Oh, it's hard to do this to show you. You got to spread the handle apart a little bit. Easier in a different situation in order to fold them back up. Okay. I have to set it down to do it. Okay. See, I can't show you that very good. I had to use both hands and spread it apart so that you can fold them up. That's all I'm saying is. Let's see, can I do it on this? Oh, this side was easier. See, spread it apart and fold it up. That's all. And this one, now, you got to understand, I'm still not a big bread person, per se. But I can imagine a lot of things I could do with this. And if I can get this, if this will work, which it should, if this can work to make me a little flatbread on something, even if it's a small amount of charcoal, that would be kind of nice. I mean, because sometimes having something is nice anyways, it's a thing. So, yeah. Turtle steps. And then Beth is saying, not true ceramic. Actually, that is true for ceramic. I did a lot of research afterwards. If it was a clay pot or a ceramic, like, how do I explain it? Like a coffee mug, like a baking dish, that ceramic. But if it's fry pan, it's a coating. So, and it's sold as ceramic coating. Well, that ceramic coating is plastic. So, yeah, forget that crap. So, you know, I like my enamel, I like stainless steel, and I like my titanium mostly. I have my Sea to Summit. Oh, that's right here. I have my Sea to Summit kitchen cookware that I got for the car. Okay. This is a 2.5 liter pot. Right now there's a plate inside. A cup goes in there as well. And then this is the fry pan. And this is a discontinued set. But that's the fry pan. And I've never used this yet. But it'll get used. It'll get used. But I got this because of how it folds up for putting in the tracker for most of my foods. See, it all fits inside itself. And so, I don't know. When it comes to traveling again, I got no idea. I got no idea how I'm packing things or whatever. Because how the heck am I taking a dog and a cat? And me. And my stuff. Okay, but this would be my kitchen outfit stuff. Part of it. I will take a couple. I still own a couple of well, I still have my Vargo titanium 1-burner stove that boils water really good. I still have my Pico grill, another charcoal wood stove thing. It weighs nothing. I mean, a few ounces. But the pots need to be wider for this. And then I have this little grill. This is also a grill that can hold better, more different size pots. It can hold smaller pots as well as bigger pots. It can burn wood, charcoal, you know, a sterno can fit in it. But it's actually out on the back patio right now. But because it has a grill grate, I can put small pots and big pots on it, which I can't do on this one, the Pico grill. And I also, there's a few limits with this one as well. So, and, but this one, I can put 6 or 8 charcoals in it and it'll work. It doesn't work like the Cobb grill, which is like a fabulous piece of kit that I told you guys. If I was in a bigger van, I would have the Cobb grill and it would travel with me. I would like to have a Cobb grill here, but I'll have to watch for one on used on sale, I think. Because to buy a new one, I mean, you know, wouldn't I love the new one that's teal colored? Okay, but I think it's $240 or something. Yeah, I'm not really thinking about it today. But these work. This one takes more charcoal if I'm using charcoal or wood or whatever. It's cool. But these, you see, they don't take any space. I could take these with me and I could be okay. And the Pico grill makes like a little fire pit. I mean, it's tiny. It's not like pull up your chair and let's all sit around a warm fire. But but I have enough of these things that when I get ready to pack up, it should be a little more simple. I mean, I've already played with them and experimented, and I know what works or what doesn't, what I'm willing to carry and not carry, that kind of stuff. That's where we're going with that. It's also with my food, sort of the same way. I'm finding that I do fine with the white jasmine rice. I prefer, is it Queen Elephant? It's a premium, it's more expensive, jasmine rice. That's my favorite. The one I bought is a little hard, so I have to cook it a lot longer. But the jasmine rice I can have a number of days out of the week. I can have the beef chorizo, no problem. I can have sheep milk sheets. Now, something weird happened and I ended up with 2 orders of the $40 cheese that came from Bulgaria. It's good, but I probably won't buy it again. But what I realized, because of that coming the way it did, I do better when I stay away from the cow's dairy stuff. The sheep dairy stuff, I'm fine with. So I think that that's a good learning thing for me. And so I'll probably stay away from that. And I'm learning that I can probably have the potatoes more often than I can have the rice, which is not a bad thing. I mean, I could grow my own rice. I could grow my own potatoes. It's not like rocket science. It's not like they tell you that you can't. Yeah, that's a bunch of crap. We can grow our own food. We can take care of ourselves. And something I'm doing is working really well. You know how I know? Because I don't have any ridges in my fingernails. And my fingernails were so shiny when I was going to bed last night. And I was like, oh, something I've been doing in the last 3 months is working. Keep it up. So, okay. And I've had so many, I'm glad I've been able to go through the transition here at the cabin, because I have gone through so much. Having to wash laundry. I've had to go through this whole, really challenging bathroom things. So somebody said urgency when you have to go pee and you can't wait. I've had that and not gotten up fast enough because my leg didn't work good. And so then I had to wash clothes, and then you're frustrated, your day starts weird. And so that, and then I've had some diarrhea. I've had some, I mean, I know TMI, guys, but if you have stuff, I've had these problems out on the road living in my vehicles. And I've had a lot of people come to me and say, Lisa's the only one. I've had husbands come to me and say, go get Lesa and ask her if she can come to our rig today, because I can't do this anymore. And she's the only one that will talk to me about that. So I've had people do that over the years many times. And I'll get down to their rig to talk to them, and the wife will be like, I've had to wash all the blankets, I've had to, and the poop is, spraying all over the place, or it came out so soft it's like cow patties, and I thought I got it off and it's still on my butt and I can't clean it. And I need help and I don't know what to do. And how am I supposed to live in a freaking van if I can't do these bathroom things? I can't, the bucket is a mess. And I'm like, yep, been there, done that. I've had all those problems. So I've wet my bed before. TMI, whatever works, but not on purpose. But like you trying to get up, you can't get up fast enough. And now the blankets are wet. Well, I guess it's laundry day. And I have trouble going in laundromats for the smell. So I have to plan that if I got to go to a laundromat, I try to go and be the first person there. That way I don't have as much of the chemical smells in the air when I go. But if you've accidentally gotten your sleeping bag wet or whatever your blankets you're sleeping with, and you have to have them, you've got to go. Now I've been there. I've been there, done that. I pulled up to a campsite one time and I could feel the gurgling in my stomach and I knew it wasn't going to be good. And I was like, I drove as far away from other people as I could, stopped the car, put it in park, got out, didn't even turn the engine off, got in front of the car hoping they couldn't see me, and had to go on the ground and then had to clean it up. I carry a shovel with me. I'm saying things happen. And so I learned some things for me. So I do have my Instaprivy bathroom kit in the tracker right now. But what I found was my favorite. And I'm going to have to modify the toilet seat on that for travel. But my favorite is to get the commode bags, for example, at a Walmart or a Walgreens or a CVS or a, I don't know what's out there anymore. I don't go in stores very much. But commode bags, they're 8 or 10 gallon or something, I don't remember. They come with a little pad in them that sucks up liquid. Now, it's not enough when I'm having a problem. For me. It might be for you, but it's not for me. So and that pad, whatever's in it, turns it into jelly, so it's easier to cinch it up, tie it. And they have a good cinch up string on them. They're really thick plastic, so they don't leak. But that's my favorite for when I'm traveling. Okay, is to have commode bags, but they're shorter than most of the toilet or bucket situations most of us have. So I've been threatening to add some kind of glue-on hook. I don't know if command hooks will work, but anyways, some kind of glue-on hook onto the toilet seat and then make like a mesh hanging thing, like some camp tables, like my little red camp table that has the lantern thing. It has one of those underneath. It's just like a little hammock where you're supposed to put your dishes to dry or something, or tuck your journal, or I don't know what, right? But if that was up under the toilet seat, the bag could sit on it. That's what I'm thinking, okay? Because if you just put the bag hanging on the top and you have one of those cow poop moments, the bag will fall and hit the ground. Well, then you got to clean that mess up. So why do that, right? So I'm thinking about doing that modification to my toilet so that the commode bags, which are not as tall, will fit. Because 8-gallon trash cans fit pretty good in a lot of toilets, but they're taller. But the commode bags are better. And what I learned to do was use a commode bag and put a puppy pad or a bed pad. How do you say that? The pad that they have under you in the hospital. um, put one of those in the bag first, open as much as you can, just tuck, just tuck the top a little bit, but so it's open where the white side, or if you're lucky, there's these charcoal puppy pads. They're black. I like them way better, and they don't smell. And they don't smell like anything. Like, anyways, but you put that side, the absorbent side, up inside of the commode bag, and then put the little commode pad on top of it too. Then, if you're having diarrhea or cow patty poop or whatever we want to call it, right? If you're having a bad one, or you're peeing like a racehorse, it's safer. And then you're able to change that bag out. And I have been sick enough, whatever you want to call it, not feeling well enough, or transitioning through I tried a food and boy, that one's not going to work thing, many times where I couldn't even tie the bag up. I had to let it sit and keep using the same bag for like 2 or 3 days or something, because I was too weak to fix it, to wrap it up and make another one. So I usually prepare a couple of those ahead and just have them ready. And then when I get to camp, I try to put one up ready to use. So it's not like some of the people I have been around. One guy I was around was like, I don't understand what your problem is. I just walk over there with my dog, and I go on the ground just like my dog, and it's a log just like my dog's. And I'm like, I've never seen a log come out of me. And he's like, what do you mean you never saw it? That's not how mine works. He's like, I can't understand it. He says, so I just leave mine until tomorrow when I walk over in the same place, and I just take a dog poop bag with me and it's all dry, and I'm like, wow, that's convenient for you, but boy, that don't work for me. So that's how I maneuver mine, because I can't do the dog poop bags, and if your digestion and your body works like that, good for you. That makes your life simpler. It doesn't make my life simpler. So, wow, I got into a bathroom conversation. Maybe because I've been thinking about it, because it's possible I might, who knows. Oh, and I found that my broccoli plant that I put in the ground out here a few months back, it's healthy. It's just like stunted a little bit. And I'm thinking that maybe tomorrow, I'm thinking I might transplant it up into the garden, the raised bed garden part, where I had a squash plant earlier in the year. And just give it a little more compost, and maybe that, because it looks good. I actually have four plants of those winter garden plants, besides all the beets, that really look good. And so I was thinking maybe I just move them up in there where they're a little more protected, keep them going. Anyways, but if I could get the tire for the wheelbarrow fixed and on, and then that one gate post fixed, then I can access the backyard better. It just will make life just a hair easier. That's the thing. Oh, look, Beth put out that Queen Elephant jasmine rice. Yep, she found it. Beth said, when my ceramic pan got chipped, it was at least a 16-inch thick, came off like a chip off a ceramic. Wow, okay. No, because I've seen some other people's ceramic pans and it just peeled off too. So I'll just say, I don't know why, but Maybe it's cheaper pans. I don't know the answer, but it's not all great. And then you said, okay, so the Queen Elephant Jasmine rice, and that it's 20 cents a pound, yes. And then you said, true van life ain't for sissies. Ain't that the truth? It is the truth. And I have had to clean poop, my own poop, off the ground. I've had to figure out a way to get back to my vehicle with poop in my pants because I got almost in the right situation and it hit my pants. I've had to, and then to get changed in front of people. I've had to go pee so bad while I'm at an event that I know I can't get to the bathroom and I don't want to wet my pants, and to dig out my pee cup. And for me, pee cups often are big drink cups from like Circle K or Maverick or gas station, right? Or I'm just looking at it. Okay, somebody left these here, so don't be hard on me. Somebody left these here. This would make a nice pee cup, but it wouldn't be leak proof. I don't think it would be leak proof. Maybe it would. I don't know. But I have had to figure out a way to get my pee cup under me, standing up outside my rig in a crowd of 3,000 people, and not let anybody know what I was doing. And I managed it, but I don't know how I did it, because I had somebody later say, hey, I was waving at you the other day and you were just standing by your rig and it was kind of weird. I don't know why, you just looked weird. And I was like, oh shit, they saw me when I was peeing, you know? But they didn't know and I didn't see them because I was trying so hard to hide this and not hit my clothes. You know, anyway. You do stuff. Okay. Beth said ceramic coated, not true ceramic. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Because I never, yeah. Anyways, that's that conversation. I'm done with that. Then ceramic coated would be more like my enamel, which is glass. Enamel is, I've said that how many times? It's glass over steel. Anyway. And I love carbon steel pans. But the last set I had, I wish the handle had been removable or something. And of course they were vintage. And somebody came by and they had to have my pans. So I sold them because they were offering me more money than... I couldn't turn down the money at that point. Sometimes when you're poor, you don't turn down the money. And sometimes you do. I'm learning now. There's been enough things that I've been over and over and over. I just don't get rid of that anymore. Oh, okay. I'm seeing Beth's. Yes, true ceramic coated is like enamel. Thickness varies by quality. Yeah, okay. Okay. Then I've maybe never had a real ceramic pan. It was sold as ceramic, but yeah. Anyway, so that's what's going on around here. What's going on with y'all? I'm waiting to hear some more from Bernie. Bernie's been traveling, as some of you know. I will get a hold of her later today. I still have a neighbor that has my spare key that checks my post office box. She should be today, if they put it in a locker. I hope they put it in a locker. She should be able to be bringing back today the new water bowl I bought for Wendy and the cat. I've been having a lot of trouble here in the cabin with the water bowl I've got. I have to fill it 3 times a day. It's really getting annoying to me. And then when I first fill it, the cat wants to play in it. Oh my, silly cat. Um, so I was hunting for. I was gonna just get an automatic waterer, the kind where you put the container upside down and it's gravity fed. And I was thinking about how sometimes that's messy and you hear it go clunk, glug every once in a while. I found I found an automatic waterer that's got a rechargeable pump in it, and it only comes on. You can set a function by so you can set a function so that when the animal gets close, so when the cat or the dog gets close, within so many inches of it, it'll turn the pump on and it'll give them fresh water. And, refill the thing. And I was like, oh. And it was something like $12. And I thought, you know what? That might be really nice. And the reservoir on the bottom, I got it, it's clear so I could see through it. But the reservoir on the bottom is like 2 liters or something. So it's pretty big. And I just think this will solve some dirty water problems. And so I went ahead and got that. That should be available. Possibly I'll get that today. Iris saying, Lord have mercy, the stories I could tell about overactive kidneys. Overactive kidneys. I would have to look that up. And Beth is saying, overactive kidneys is also a perimenopausal issue. Overactive kidneys. I guess I'll have to look that up. But overactive kidneys, does that mean you're peeing a lot? Or okay, I'll have to look that up. Because I don't think mine's overactive at all. I think I've had a lot of trouble trouble. I've had years when if I had one poop a month, it was a big deal. So I always figured it was in there somewhere, and that's probably why it was bigger, because it was probably in there and it just wouldn't come out. But I didn't know what to do, and so, coffee doesn't do for me what it does for other people, but whatever. Oh, it's your diagnosis. Okay. Wow. But yeah. I don't know why I got off on all that. So I'm real happy for Chrome. It's cool to watch him with his dreams. And it's funny to watch him doing his DJ stuff, getting it back and getting the DJ stuff installed in the van, and getting that van wrapped. I had asked somebody to try to wrap my tracker, and they said no, they wouldn't do it. And I was like, why? And it was like, it's too old a vehicle. I'm like, other people wrap their older vehicles. And he just said, nope, you don't want to wrap that thing. Why would I have asked you if I didn't want to wrap it? Yeah, I don't understand people, but it's all good. It's all good. So if at some point, I probably will rebrand myself. I'm sick of that other SimplyLesa who spells her name different, who took my SimplyLesa name 20 years ago and is doing X-rated stuff. That always pissed me off. I can't get on X because of her. And if you look me up on Google, it says that she's me. And I saw something the other day. Oh, it was what's the guy's name? I can't think of his name right now. The guy that does the financial audit thing, and there's a bunch of odd people that he has on there, and he gets mad at them and fusses at them. Anyway, Hammer? No, I don't know that that's Caleb Hammer, something like that. Anyway, uh, he was saying the other day, oh, if you have a YouTube channel, if all you have is a YouTube channel and you have 1,500 subscribers, you should be making $300 a month. I've never made $300 a month. If I made $300 in a year, it was a big deal. So maybe things are getting to be where I thought they were going to be years ago. Maybe I could actually, I don't know. Maybe I'm not supposed to make money. I don't know. Maybe I'm just always supposed to be poor. Who knows? But it's kind of cool that things I had envisioned, things like being able to be here and be safe in bad weather, and then take the things I use every day and stick them in my vehicle and go and be okay and safe even in bad weather. Now, the thing in the car that I have a concern about, one, cold weather. And I don't have a feeling for a diesel heater at all, but it could help. But they're just another big piece to and stuff. But I don't have the leak in the roof fixed yet. And so if I run into snow or rain and have to sleep in the car, the potential is that I could get wet. I don't really want to be wet while I'm sleeping. Will I survive it? Of course, because I've learned how to survive things. Will I maneuver? Of course. But I have it kind of from a couple of people that if I could get down where it's warmer, bring the stuff with me, they'll help me with that. I need to get a hold of Chris and Julie down in San Felipe. I'm pretty sure if I got all the way down to them, that they would help me get a hold of the people in Mexico and have the tracker completely painted and gone over. And so there's that possibility. But let's just leave that as I always saw this place as I want to be able to come and go from it, not as I want to be here 24/7. And I certainly do not want to be here 24/7 with a bunch of farm animals and, taking care of people. And I've had that life how many times over? I'm tired of it. I don't want to do that. And my son doesn't think like me. Honestly, I haven't said this to him, but honestly, I don't want pork here. I don't want celebrations here for things that I don't believe in. Here. I don't want them inside my rig either. But you know what? You do you somewhere else. And that's how I feel about it, even with my son. Don't bring that stuff here. If you're going to be keeping those holidays, stay over there. Or go do your holiday stuff somewhere else. Don't bring it here. Don't decorate here. But that's me. It's not you guys. You guys do you. But my point is, it's about, I need this safe for me and the way I believe. And so don't come here expecting to eat pork. Just keep that for somewhere else. You don't need that stuff here. So I don't know. And so I'm not feeling like move here and live with me. Oh, hell no. Keep that. Let me stop and get myself in trouble. trouble with somebody. Um, Iris said, Chrome has always made good money as a DJ and has a whole different life than we do. Money makes money. He has dollars to work with, and we have change to work with. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But it's kind of, one of the things I don't kind of get with that is, we're told if you just work hard enough, if you just do good stuff, you should be able to, jump. I'm trying to think like some video game, right? If you do good enough, if you should be able to skip, not skip a step, but you should be able to reach that next ring, get that next thing. It doesn't work. It's like, it doesn't matter how good I am. It doesn't matter how much work I put in. It I just don't get it. I mean, all those years I worked for IBM, I was blessed incredibly that one last year when my direct supervisor boss was a project manager, senior project manager. And he said, you should have the title of XYZ and you should be making X amount of money. How quickly could you get your degree so that I can help that happen for you? Well, I went hunting, and come to find out I would have had to start college all over again. And so I ended up not being able to do it. But that one year, he made sure I made 38,000. 1 year. 1 year. Every other year, I had made 14,000 or 16,000. And he was like, I don't understand it either, Lesa. It's just like it wasn't meant for you. Yeah, he talked to me about it like after I wasn't working for them anymore. They actually had to, I was working through a temp agency. They had to let me go in order to bring in a true IBMer to do the job I was doing, because technically I should not have, known about people's salaries and been doing payroll. And but we stayed in touch for a year or two, and he was like, he goes, I don't understand it either, but he goes, it's just like you're prevented, like you have been put in a slot and you can't get out of the slot. And I don't understand it either, but it's sort of like that. Iris was saying, the harder I work, the more life threw me curves and took it all. That's how I feel too, Iris. Like I was stuck in some slot, like a cow being put in a thing and you can't get out, and there's, yeah. And then Iris was saying, good man, he tried. Yeah, yeah, he did try. And he was really good to me that year. That year, I felt like I was a full human being. And it gave me the confidence to try some other things. So, but I'm so blessed. In spite of all of that, look at what I have: a home, 10 acres, about 10 acres of land. I think it's 9.98 acres of land, right? But I own a home, a legal home. Not just I got a camper on a chunk of land. I have a legally permitted house, cabin, on my property. And even though I have days when I struggle, I'm doing really, really well. So I feel very blessed to have what I have, and to have the ability to figure out problems. I'm so grateful that my health is enough better that as I get ready to travel, I shouldn't need to go through the transition in my diet on the road, nor should I have to go through all the severe bathroom challenges that come with a transition in my diet. So I think I should be able to be more stable, even in my body, as I decide to maybe go somewhere or whatever. Whatever. I still don't want to go to the laundromat. Gosh, I don't want to go to the laundromat. I really don't want to go to the laundromat. Because I can be so sick behind all those smells. And it costs money, but I just don't want to go. So, well, are we, I know we've been over an hour because my clock on the phone for the live got restarted when they thought I wasn't online or something there for a minute. Do we have questions or comments you guys need me to talk about? I'll wait about 5 minutes here and then we'll see if it's time to go. So if you have a question or a comment that you want me to say something about, please remember your 3 uppercase Qs or hit me with the super thanks. Did I show you guys the little washing machine I bought? I don't think I did. It's technically, it's an underwear washing machine, a delicate washing machine. It's rechargeable USB. And it's tiny. It is tiny. But I can put, I'm not the smallest girl in the world, okay? I can put 4 pairs of underwear in there. And they have plenty of water to wash it around. I can put a t-shirt in. Depends on the fabric, right? I have used it. I would say I've used it about twice a week ever since I've gotten it. Might have used it 3 times. It's let me grab it and show it to you. It's not that expensive, but when we were talking about having, yes, I'm. Oh, and another weird thing for me with my weird walking sometimes is I just bought a pair of slippers. Whose idea was it to put memory foam on slippers so they're squishy? So when I stand up, they squish. Stop. I want them to get flat. I don't like the squish. So, look, it even has one pair of undies in it right now. So, it's really a mini, okay, the handle's full. A little mini washer. And it works really good. It's rechargeable USB. USB-C. Rechargeable. And you could buy it just 1 container or 2. I bought the one with 2. It was a little more expensive because I got the 2 tops and the 1 motor. And for Beth, it came in this box, Beth. Oh, my knees. Oh, Even better. Check that. So I got the one that has the came with 2 containers and 1 bottom. Do I suggest you do that? Not really. I did it because I wanted 1 container for underwear because I know what can happen for me, okay? And then I wanted 1 container for bandanas and kitchen towels. So I could just separate them. That's what I was thinking. But to be honest with you, it works so good. I don't really like changing. Now, that might be a little lazy. I don't really like changing the canister on the motor. It's not really a problem. It's probably just laziness, right? On my part. But that thing works so good, especially when I'm not feeling really super great or I've had an accident thing or something. A little bit of soap, some water. Yes, I have some soap. It's powdered biodegradable. I forgot what it's called. But I also sometimes will use like Meyer's dish soap in it. I can do a number of things. Borax, Epsom salt. Yeah, it depends on my mood. Baking soda, lots of things. But anyways, it swishes great. It has a 15-minute setting and it has a 5-minute setting. But I've only charged it once and I've been running it for almost a month on 1 charge. This thing is nice. I thought about getting the bigger one that has the silicone thing to lift it, make it taller and hold more clothes, right? I thought about getting that, but all the reviews were talking about how the silicone cracks and leaks. So, gonna talk about that. I just saw that message. Hang on a sec. Anyways, where the silicone cracks and leaks, I decided not to get that. And I was concerned about getting only the motor part that you were able to drop in a 5-gallon bucket. Then what if I was traveling and I didn't like, and the reviews weren't that good? And I was like, the thing I need the help with is when I don't feel well and I've had an accident cleaning my underwear fast. Fast, easier. And so that was my big thing. And the other separate thing was doing anything I could to lower the cost of buying paper towels and baby wipes by being able to wash bandanas and kitchen towels and washcloths. So my getting the 2 containers, I was able to separate the 2 processes. That's been incredibly helpful for me, even on a day when I didn't feel good. And I do think that if you have a small baby, you have little dog clothes, I don't know what, I'm coming up with things, right? Coming up with ideas. But if you have small clothing, or you wear a lot of nylon type fabrics, and so you have t-shirts that are really tiny in size when they fold up, you could do 1 at a time. I think it's worth the money. I actually paid right about that price, that $39 that Beth just put out. Just about that price I paid, and I got the 2 containers that interchange off the motor. For here at the cabin, fantastic. Am I going to travel with it? I don't know. My tracker's tiny. Would I love to take it with me? Yes. But will I? I got no idea, because it depends on how much space I have left, right? But it's awful nice to have here. Of course, I have a clothesline outside, and I now have a drying rack inside. So at any point, I can use them no matter what the weather is. And that really has been nice. Yes. Okay. So Beth, I need to come back to the other man's comment or person's comment. Beth said, just a quick look, not the one Lesa showed, $39.99. And then Beth also said, the one I saw has 2 canisters on the base at the same time. I think if you're going to have it at a cabin like I'm doing, get the one with 2 on the same base. I think that's a better idea if you have a place to put it. I would do that if I was buying one again. I love mine. I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm not going to change it. But I can see the benefit to 2 on the same base. Because you could run one with soap and one for rinse, and wringing out a couple of things by hand, no problem. I am looking at something else. They have one that you stand your feet on the bottom, and it's either 3-gallon or 5-gallon, like bucket size, and you pull the handles up and down. That one works. I know somebody that had one, but I saw one of those that's a washer, but it's also a spinner. And when you pull it, you only pull it like once or twice, and then it just goes. But yeah, so you might see me have that in the future. Why? Because a plunger only does so good. Hand wash is fine, but when it's freezing out and 2 feet of snow on the ground, my hands get cold. Rubber gloves are great, but they only last so long. They get split. So, all right, let me go back, because who is this? Traber English 5399 says, years ago in a video, you talked about ways someone could send money to help your cause. Some ways are expensive and some less reliable. Can you go over that again, please? What works for you? Okay, yeah, sure, I can. So yes, on these videos, there is super thanks. It takes 2 to 3 months for me to get the money off of YouTube. So if you can use that, doesn't matter, but it takes months before I get it. I personally still have PayPal, and it used to be PayPal Me, but when you go in PayPal, if you want to send me money, you can look for my email address, which is simplylesa@gmail.com. And you can choose to send it as friends and family. And that does not charge you and doesn't charge me. Also, I do have Cash App. And Cash App, same thing. Same. I'm Simply Lesa everywhere. Just make sure you spell Lesa, Lesa. The girl who is Lisa is doing X-rated stuff. She stole my name years ago on 2 forums. And so if she's dark-skinned with my name, she's not doing cool stuff. And she stole my name on 2 platforms. So, whatever. Right now, those are the 2 best ways that funds can come into me, is so PayPal and Cash App. If you have some other particular need, I also keep an Amazon wish list. That Amazon wish list gets updated off and on. I don't remember what's in it right now. Oh, I know there's a whole camera set in there, but I don't right now. I'm not trying. But there's often things like dog treats and well, somebody bought me the wooden coffee mug I had in there. Um, I don't remember what's up in there right now. Probably some solar lights with a remote control or something. Uh, but there's always a wish list, an Amazon wish list. And again, SimplyLesa is how you would hunt for me. Or you can send me a private message somehow, and I can help you with anything else that you're thinking of. I've had people send me Amazon gift cards. I don't know how to do the electronic Amazon gift card that goes straight into my account. But if you know how to do that, I'd be more than happy to take stuff that way, because I buy quite a bit of stuff off of Amazon. It's how I'm able to get groceries where I live way easier than, not every piece of groceries, but a lot of stuff. I think that's all. I think that's all I got on that one. Let's see. Yeah. So, yeah. Thank you for the question. Um, I got to speak to Wendy. She's barking a lot, and I know I heard an animal this morning, and I don't know if it was an elk or a cow, but Wendy, what are we barking at? Hey. Oh, they're down the hill? You be careful. They must be. They must be down the hill. Um, she's standing right at the edge of the ridge, barking down. But she tries to keep the big animals like the elk away. She does a pretty good job too. But I thought it was, this sounded more like a cow this morning. I wasn't sure. And oh wow, when I went out a couple days ago, I went to the grocery store a couple days ago, and there was a big bull, and he's a longhorn, huge longhorn. I was like, just don't come at the car, because the car won't win. He's huge. He's about 4 times, 5 times as big as my car. And his horns, just the horns are as long, well, they're longer than my car. He's a big animal. And if he's up close to here, Wendy will bark and bark and bark. But, yeah, thank you guys for asking. Anything else today, guys, or are we done? Yeah, I've tried to do the things that are as far as taking any donations from people, I've tried to do things that are as simple as possible, but also have no fee. You know that I try to make sure that that works. And I don't expect things from anybody, because I feel like I couldn't afford to help a lot. And yet I do help. But like I said, I gave that $300 is what I paid for that wood cook stove. I gave it to somebody recently. Um, and why? Because I realized it was somebody else's and not mine. And sometimes that's how it works for me. And there was a time when I had to go, but God, what about me? Right? And I don't have to do that anymore. I'm out of debt. I'm doing well. I have what I need. And sometimes I have more than I need, and sometimes I don't. But I'm not in pain with need. And so for me to be able to sometimes go, it's no different than me paying tithe. And I don't know an organization that I would pay a tithe to, or a person right now. And so when somebody comes through and they have a need or a want, and it feels right to me, or I feel led to just share somehow, I got no problem with it going. Yeah, once in a while you hear me go, I don't know. And then if it just keeps being yeah, you can do that. You can do that. Well, then I'll do it, because it's how I roll. Anyway, thank you guys for being here one more again. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please pray for each other. Pray for the world, the crazy world we're living in. Take some time during each week. Take one time during each week to give yourself a break from everything, a break from your normal everyday. Take some time to make one day, 24 hours different. I do my best. I used to be better at. My phone was off for one whole 24-hour period, which was the Sabbath that I believe in keeping. But give yourself whatever you feel led to do as a 1 in 7 break. For me, I call it Sabbath. For me, I'm led to keep it in a certain way. And that's what I do. And it's been my habit to do that for years. I'm being reminded to do some things. I don't know the right word I want. But I'm being reminded to look at how I'm doing it again and make whatever change would be better. So poor Wendy, she's still barking. If we were near other people, that would be a problem. I'll have to go see what's going on. I will change out of these memory foam slippers that are hard. Good Lord. And it's not that much, but it's just enough not stable. We'll change these out, Dollar General, right? We'll change those out to my old shoes, which are dirty and gross. But anyway, I have a new pair. And I'll go check on her when we're finished. Anyway, pray for everybody. Get yourself a good, I'm doing it. And I'm remembering some things, revising my Sabbath rest. What for me I call a Sabbath rest. My 1 in 7. I think give yourself a good rest. Take a break from a lot of stuff. Downsize, simplify. Keep things as consistently simple as possible so that you can manage, You can manage your life. You can manage your health. And stay as cool as you are. We come out here and chat most every Sunday morning at 9:30 Arizona time. Adjust that for wherever you live yourself. You can do that by Googling or DuckDuckGo or whatever you use, right? Let's see. Pray for each other. Like I said, Homer's hand is healing. He's feeling better. But Homer and Catherine, I hope it's okay to say this, Catherine, got surprised a week ago. The place where they had been given to park their RV that the engine's bad in order for them to live, they had been provided a spot. They were surprised last week with, well, now you're going to have to rent it, and starting soon, I'm assuming from something she said, probably starting in January, they have to come up with $500 a month in rent now. And it never was even discussed before. So that's been a surprise challenge for them. They thought they were going to be able to take time to actually have their engine fixed in the RV so they could get back to their normal travel life. And that might not happen for them. But anyway, pray about that for them. Pray about Leanna, please, and our other friends that, like Sonia, we haven't seen her in a minute. Beth, Iris, everybody, pray for each other. So we'll see each other back here. The great creator willing, and the creek don't rise, next Sunday. Same bat time, same bat channel. Y'all have a great week. Ciao.